Okay guys, so proceed tayo sa lesson 3 ng advanced calculus. Ito na yung continuity and limit of a function. So let's have definition 1. So definition 1, continuity. What is continuity? So kailan magiging continuous yung isang function? So let f be a function mapping from R to R with domain D. We say that f is continuous, again continuous yan, at a point alpha, element ng real number, if the point alpha is on an open interval contained in D. Then 2, for every epsilon greater than 0, there exists delta greater than 0 such that the absolute distance of f of x minus f of alpha is less than epsilon whenever 0 is less than x minus a less than delta. Okay, so explain ko muna ano ba yung continuity. So, in unang manner, sa drawing, let's say ito yung ating graph. Okay, so ito yung consider natin yung function, yung f. So let's say ito yung alpha, ito yung x. So yung alpha na yan, then itong x na yan, may corresponding point sa kabila. So this is f of alpha and this is f of x. Okay, so ayan yung unang nasabi ko sa continuity. Pangalawa, the point alpha is on an open interval contained in D. So paano naman yun, sir? Ito naman siya. Drawing ko lang. So again, gayahin natin yung function. Let's say ito yung check. Ito yung f. So lagyan ko ng dulo. Okay, so meaning yung dulo na yan, yan yung ating domain. Yan yung domain D. So let's say ito yung alpha. Si alpha daw ay nasa open interval contained in D. So meaning, merong somewhere na interval dyan. So let's say ito yun. So yan yung interval I. Okay, so yan na naman yung sinasabi nung I. Then lastly is yung for every epsilon greater than 0, there exists delta greater than 0 such that f of x minus f of a is less than epsilon whenever 0 is less than x minus a less than delta. So paano yung explanation dyan? So assuming na ito yung ating function. Okay, so assuming na ito yung ating f of x. Ito yung function natin na f of x. Okay, so lagay ko dito si alpha, point alpha, then ito si f of alpha. Okay, so anong gagawin? Maglelet ka daw ng epsilon. So maglelet ka ng epsilon greater than 0. So assuming ito yun, ito yung point na yan, ito yung epsilon. Okay, so pag naglet ka ng epsilon, may corresponding yan dun sa kabila. Okay, meaning dito sa part na to, makakahanap ka daw ng delta, ng delta distance. So meaning delta distance to delta distance to. Okay, so ganyan mangyari. So ulitin ko lang, magiging continuous siya. So sa bawat values dito in between dito sa part na to, so ito sulat ko lang to. Itong part na to, ito yung interval f of alpha minus epsilon, then f of alpha plus epsilon. So anong nangyari sa ilalim, nakahanap ka ng alpha minus delta, comma alpha plus delta. Sorry, nagkakaparehas yung ano nila. Okay, so may open interval dyan. So, ang sabi nung definition 2 ng epsilon definition natin, so sa kada hanap ko ng values dito, may values din. So, sa bawat values dito, sa corresponding values ng x dito, ng f of x dito, meron ka mahanap ng corresponding values dito. So, dapat nagpa-match dyan. So, meaning, parang ang nangyari is, nagpapas dun sa function. Kasi may mga function na ganito eh. Pagdaan, butas. At some point, doon hindi siya continuous. Dito, pag nangyari to, ibig sabihin yung function, dumaan siya. So, hindi siya nabutas. Hindi siya nabutas at certain point na yun, doon sa alpha na yun. So, ito lang yung ibig sabihin yan. So, yung epsilon sa delta, napakaliit niyan. So, tandaan nyo, hindi yan yung isipin na, sir, magdata kong delta, ganito, epsilon, ganito, no. So, napakaliit ng epsilon sa delta na yan. So, very small as positive na real number na may isip mo. Okay, so yan na naman si continuity, hindi ko na masyadong i-elaborate. Punta tayo kay definition 2, si limits. So definition 2, let f be a function mapping from R to R with domain D. Let alpha and L element ng real number. We say that f tends to L as x tends to A if number 1, so the point alpha may or may not be in domain D. So possible nasa labas. So magkaiba sa kanina dito. Okay? So next, number 2, for every epsilon greater than 0, there exists delta greater than 0 such that absolute distance ng f of x minus L is less than epsilon whenever x minus A is greater than 0 and less than delta. So ito yung tinatawag na epsilon delta definition. Okay, so yan yung mamayang gagamit natin para ma-prove na yung limit is nag-exist. So unahin ko lang, ito yung una sample, yung limit nung f of x as x approaches alpha is equal to L. Okay, yan yung notation natin. So in general notation, so note alpha ta. Okay, so that is if and only if f tends to L as x tends to point alpha. Ayun yung ibig sabihin yan. So meaning, so drawing, pag dinrawing natin siya, let's say ito yung function ulit. So ito yung f of x. So when we say ito yung alpha, okay, then ito yung limit. Okay, so ayun yung limit, tumama dito 2 point na yan. So hindi nangangahulugan na yung f of alpha ay equal sa L. So may tendency kasi na yung f of alpha is not equal to L. So kailan mangyayari yan? F of alpha is equal to L, yun ay point. So makikita mo dito point yan pag ganon. So pag ginawa kong open, ibig sabihin nag-pass by lang. So kasi nga sabi, yung alpha may or may not be in D, yun yung ibig sabihin nun. Okay, then may number 2. Ang sabi naman ng number 2 natin, ngayon yung sa definition, so tandaan yan. So sa number 2 natin, apply naman natin sa epsilon. So similar lang siya dun sa continuity. So nangyari, so kung ito si alpha, ito yung L. So let's say ito ulit yung function. So assuming nag-pass by dyan, so pag nagkaroon ka dito ng epsilon distance, okay, then dapat meron din dito, makahanap ka din dito ng delta distance. So meaning ito yung alpha minus delta, then alpha plus delta. Ito naman sa part na to yung epsilon, L minus epsilon, then L plus epsilon. So similar manner doon, so sa kada nahanap mo na value ng epsilon, dapat may, sa lahat ng values doon in between sa interval na yun, corresponding siya dito. Ando doon din sa loob ng delta distance natin. Okay, so yan yung ibig sabihin ng 2. Pero dito sa proving mamaya, may kita mo mas maliit yung value ng delta. So malaki yung chance na lagi mas maliit yung value ng delta sa epsilon. Pero hindi ko sinasabing lagi. Okay, may possibility na equal sila. Okay, so ang goal dito, gagamitin natin definition 2. So tandaan mo yan. Yan yung epsilon definition, epsilon delta definition, para ma-prove na yung isang limit is nag-exist. Okay, so magpuproceed na tayo dun sa ating example. So tandaan, in-explain ko lang siya yung sa mga drawing niya, ano ba yung itsura niya. Okay, doon proceed tayo doon sa ating example. Okay, so proceed tayo doon sa example natin. So ang gagamitin natin dito is yung epsilon delta definition. So yung gagawin ko, sundin mo. So at least para magkasundo tayo, at the same time magkakagawa ng sarili mong solution dito. So kung paano ko ginawa, gawin mo para mas maintindihan mo siya. Kasi ang gara, gagawa ka sarili solution mo, malayo naman pala. So tandaan nyo, proving to. So check lang muna natin. Show that the limit of x squared plus 2x plus 3 as x approaches 2 is equal to 11. So pag sinubstitute mo ito dyan, that is 2 squared plus 2 times 2, that is 8 plus 3, 11. So tama lang, no? So pag in-apply mo yung limit, equal lang sa 11. So dati, sinosolve mo. So isolve mo yung limit, tapos lalabas yung limit natin. Tama? I-apply mo yung x, so solve ko yung makuha mo yung limit. Ngayon hindi, ipoprove na natin na totoo yan using yung epsilon delta definition. So ano ulit yung epsilon delta definition? So sabi nung epsilon delta definition, dito ko nang lagay epsilon delta definition. Okay, so for every epsilon greater than 0, there exists delta greater than 0 such that yung f of x minus L is less than epsilon whenever 0 is less than x minus alpha, okay, less than delta. Okay, so ayun yung definition natin ng limit. So punta tayo dito. So ito yung proof. Paano yung gagawin? So let epsilon be greater than 0 be given. Okay, let epsilon greater than 0. So set doon for every epsilon eh. Eh di ba nga sabi ko, maghahanap ka sa kada epsilon na isa-set mo, dapat makakahanap ka ng delta. So you need to find. Okay, so find delta greater than 0 such that f of x minus L. Ano ba f of x dito? F of x dito is c x squared plus 2x plus 3. Then minus L. What is L? That is 11. So lalagay ko dito 11. And this is less than epsilon. Okay, whenever 0 is less than x minus alpha. What is alpha? Yung limit natin. So that is x minus 2 less than delta. Okay, so then magi-start. So again, dyan lagi nyo i-assume. Papalitan mo lang yung f of x, papalitan mo yung L, papalitan mo lang yung alpha. Okay, so let me epsilon greater than 0, magpapain ka ng delta greater than 0. Next, i-consider natin. Next, consider si x squared plus 2x plus 3 minus 11 less than epsilon. Okay, so i-consider natin. So pag sinulad natin, that is equal sa x squared plus 2x minus 3 minus 11 is 8. Okay, next, may factor ba yung x squared plus 2x minus 8? Yes sir, meron po yung factor na x plus 2, x plus 4 sa x minus 2. So this is equal sa x plus 4 then x minus 2. Okay, so kung i-compute natin, that is 4x negative 2x, that is 2x. 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. Okay, so that is correct. So again, pinactor ko siya. Next, by definition absolute value, yung product, pwede ko siyang paghiwalin. So this is equal sa product ng x plus 4 multiplied by x minus 2. Okay, so definition ng absolute value. So property pala ng absolute value, sorry. So next is by assumption, si x minus 2 is less than delta. So meaning, pwede kong palitan to ng delta. Okay, so this could be delta multiplied by absolute value ng x plus 4. Ngayon, ano nangyari? Si delta daw ay mas malaki sa x minus 2. So meaning dito magbabago yung inequality. Okay? So meaning nagpalit akong delta, mas lumaki siya doon sa nauna. Sa kanina kasi yung x minus 2 naging delta. Kaya mas lumiit siya. Ngayon, ang problema natin, wala tayong value ng x plus 4. Kasi ang goal natin, hanapin natin yung value ng delta. Wala pa tayong value ng x plus 4. So ito yung lagi nyo gagawin pag na-encounter nyo yan. So mag-let tayo dito ng let delta be less than or equal to 1. Okay, so sir, lagi bang less than or equal to 1? So for convenient ng lahat, yes, 1. So malalaman mo mamaya bakit 1 yung gagamitin ni sir. Okay, so ano ba yung delta natin? Si delta is x minus 2. So this is x minus 2 less than 1. Yan yung nangyari. So again, kinuha ko yung less than na lang. So yung delta kasi si x minus 2. So ngayon, no, sa x minus yan, by definition of absolute value, this implies that negative 1 less than x minus 2 less than positive 1. So kung naalala mo yung property ng absolute value, na kung meron kang absolute value of a less than c, that is equivalent sa negative c less than a less than positive c. Okay, yan yung ginawa ko dyan. Next, ano goal natin? Kailangan natin magkaroon ng 4. Kasi x plus 4 yung kailangan natin. Tandaan nyo ang goal ko, kailangan ko magkaroon ng x plus 4. So, anong kailangan kong gawin sa x minus 2 para maging x plus 4? So, kailangan ko mag-add ng 6. Doon sa lahat na doon sa buong inequality. So, meaning, mag-add ako ng 6 sa buong inequality. So, this is negative 1 plus 6 less than x minus 2 plus 6 less than 1 plus 6. Okay, so this implies that 5 less than x plus 4, okay, then less than 7. Okay, so meaning, ano nakalagay dito? So, the maximum value of x plus 4 is, sino? Si 5 or si 7? Siyempre, obviously si 7. Maximum value na pwede nyo i-take is si 7. Okay, so ngayon, nakahanap na ako ng value ng x plus 4. So, bakit ko ginawa yung let delta less than or equal to 1? Ginawa ko yon kasi hahanapin ko yung value ng x plus 4. Ngayon, bakit naging x minus 2? Galing dito sa whenever. Okay, kunyari x minus 3 and x minus 3 less than 1. Yun yung gagawin natin. Okay, so mula dito, force natin. So, we can force that 7 delta. Okay, delta yan. 7 delta is less than epsilon. Kasi nga dito galing yan eh. 7 delta is less than epsilon. So, this implies that delta is less than epsilon over 7. Okay, so nakahanap ako ng delta. Anong value ng delta? Delta is epsilon over 7. So, check natin. Nakahanap ba tayo ng delta na mas maliit sa epsilon? So, sa epsilon, yung pinakamaliit na bagay na naisip mo na number. So, for example, 0.000 something. So, ngayon, ano si delta? Si delta daw ay mas maliit sa epsilon over 7. So, for example, may naisip ka na 0.0009 divided by 7. So, meaning, mas maliit pa siya doon, yung delta. So, meaning, nakahanap ako ng positive delta, pero mas maliit pa sa epsilon. Okay? So, nagkaroon ako ng corresponding epsilon. Ngayon, para ma-verify natin, so, so, ito yung next. Take delta to be the minimum between 1 and epsilon over 7. Sir, bakit minimum? Bakit dalawa po yung value ng delta? Unang delta na hanap natin is epsilon over 7. Pangalawa, nag-let tayo ng 1. So, meaning, dalawa yung pinagpipilian talaga natin delta. So, ngayon, to be safe, kukunin natin yung minimum between sa kanila. So, sino mas maliit? Siyempre, si epsilon over 7. So, sir, ba't na si epsilon over 7? So, mas safe kasi doon, mas safe. Kasi nga, dalawa yung nilet ko eh. Kumuha ko ng isa, nakahanap ako ng isa out of dun sa delta less than 1. So, nakahanap naman ako ng delta epsilon over 7 doon. So, take dyan. So, ang mangyari, so, yung x squared plus 2x minus 8, so, dito yan, okay, is equal to x plus 4 multiplied by x minus 2, okay, na magiging less than, sa ito ay 7 multiplied by delta. Okay, next, ano yung delta? Yung delta natin is epsilon over 7, and this is equal sa 7 times epsilon over 7, which is equal sa epsilon. So, therefore, this is done. So, ano ba purpose nung nangyari? Ang ginawa ni Sir, una dito. After ko, bago ako mapunta dito, nag-let muna ako nito. So, para makita mo yung division. Okay, so pag dito na napunta ako dito, nakahanap ako ng value ng x plus 4, sinubstitute ko. So, nilagay ko, we can force that 7 delta is less than epsilon. So, therefore, delta is less than epsilon over 7. So, nakahanap na ako ng value ng delta. So, chinek ko na by checking. So, epsilon ba lalabas sa dulo afterwards. So, ginawa ko, take delta to be the minimum between yung 1 and yung nahanap kong delta. Then, so, yung nakuha kong x squared plus 2x minus 8, that is x plus 4 times x minus 2. X minus 2 is delta. Then x plus 4 is 7, and log that is less than. Then that is equal sa 7 times epsilon over 7, which is equal sa epsilon, kasi makakancel yun. Okay, so yan yung parang magiging checking sa dulo niyan. Okay, so tandaan yung part na yan. So, anong ginawa ko? Ito yung process pag x squared, o meaning pag quadratic. So, tandaan mo, ito yung magiging process pag quadratic. So, next is show that the limit of 2x times x plus 3 over x plus 3 is equal to 6. So, obvious naman. Tama yan, no? Cancel yun. Substitute ko yung 3, that is 6. Okay, so, ito, obviously, hindi ito x squared. Or kung mumultiply mo, x squared man, fraction siya. Pero in terms of, pwede mo maka-cancel mo kasi yung x plus 3. Sa x plus 3. So, possible na magiging linear na lang siya. Okay, so, hindi kasi sa lahat ng oras, maglilet ka pa nito. Okay, hindi sa lahat ng oras aabot ka sa point na ganyan. Minsan point na lalabas na delta na lang yan kasi makukuha mo na yung value. Okay, so ito yung sinasabi ko example. So proof, ito yung proof niya. So let epsilon, ulit ito yung let epsilon greater than 0, find delta greater than 0 such that ito yung 2x then x plus 3 over x plus 3 minus 6, kasi yun yung limit, is less than epsilon whenever 0 is less than x minus 3 less than delta. Okay, so again, consider ulit natin yung function na yun. That is, consider c 2x then x plus 3 over x plus 3 minus 6. This is less than epsilon. Okay, so from this part, obviously, cancel yung x plus 3 sa x plus 3. So this is simply 2x minus 6. Tama ba? So kinancel ko lang yung x plus 3 over x plus 3. Okay, next. Pwede ko i-factor out dyan si 2. So that is 2 multiplied by x minus 3. Okay, and that is equal sa absolute value of 2 multiplied sa absolute value ng x minus 3. Note that absolute value of 2 is 2. Okay, then x minus 3, meron tayo doon. X minus 3 is less than delta. So this could be delta. And this is less than. Okay, so we will force that 2 delta is less than epsilon. So this implies that delta is less than epsilon over 2. So again, nakahanap ulit tayo ng delta na mas maliit dun sa epsilon, na positive pa rin. Okay, sabihin dahil nakahanap tayo dyan, hindi natin lalagay yung word na take kasi isa lang naman delta. Okay, so take delta. So lagay ko na lang that. So ito yung checking. So yung 2x x plus 3 over x plus 3 minus 6 is equal sa 2x minus 6 na equal sa 2 times absolute value ng x minus 3. Okay, so what is x minus 3? X minus 3 is mapapalitan. This is less than 2 times epsilon over 2. This is delta. Muna pala. Kasi delta yun by definition. Then this is equal sa 2 times epsilon over 2, which is equal sa epsilon. So therefore, this is done. Okay, so ito naman yung case pag linear lang siya. So hindi mo na kailangan mag-let ng delta less than or equal to 1. So sir, kailan mangyayari to? Pag may kailangan kang hanapin sa part na yan. Okay, ang nangyari kasi dito, wala na tayong kailangan hanapin dito, force na natin. Then wala tayong kailangan take na minimum between 2 kasi isa lang naman yung values. So ayun yung checking. Okay, so at the end lalabas yung epsilon na epsilon na symbol, then that is done. Okay, so proceed tayo din example number 3. So let's have example number 3. So prove that the limit of x cubed minus 8 as x approaches 1 is equal to negative 7. So example number 1 is quadratic, tama? Example number 2 is linear yung form ng dulo. So alam mo na yung gagawin. Next is, paano naman kung cubic? Okay, so ito yung parang yes o nga sir, no? Paano pag cubic? So paano pag cubic? So start tayo, same pa rin ng definition. So let's use epsilon delta definition. So proof. So let epsilon greater than 0. So you need to find delta greater than 0 such that yung x cubed minus 8 is minus negative 7 is less than epsilon whenever 0 is less than x minus 1, kasi 1 yun doon, less than delta. Okay, so anong gagawin natin diskarte? Consider natin ulit. So sabi nga, consider natin si x cubed minus 8, then that is plus 7, okay, less than epsilon. So this is equal sa x cubed minus 1. Tama? So may factor by x cubed minus 1. So sir, check lang po natin. Ang factor nito is equal sa x minus 1, then x squared plus x plus 1. Okay, so i-check lang sir kung tama yung factor natin. Okay, so pag-check ko sa aking code ko, tama naman yung pag-factor ng x cubed minus 1 natin. So next, by definition, absolute value or product of two absolute value, that is equal sa absolute value ng x minus 1 multiplied by absolute value ng x squared plus x plus 1. Okay, so nangyari, what is x minus 1? X minus 1 is less than delta. So this is less than delta multiplied by x squared plus x plus 1. Okay, so nagkaroon tayong problema. Sir, factorable po ba yung x squared plus x plus 1? No, it is not factorable. Okay, so since hindi siya factorable, ang gagawin natin? So mamaya ko na settle aside ko muna, diyan ko muna siya lalagay. So dito tayo, let muna natin yung ginagawa ko nakaraan. So let delta be less than or equal to 1. Okay, so that is x minus 1 is less than 1. Okay, so that is x minus 1 less than 1. So by definition of absolute value, this implies that negative 1 is less than x minus 1 less than 1. Okay, so ito yung magiging tanong natin. So sir, paano po ba yung x minus 1 magiging x squared plus x plus 1? So kahit anong i-multiply ko dyan, parang imposible. Actually, kung mag-multiply ako, dapat merong x. Tama? So kung mag-multiply ako ng x dyan, magkakaroon din ng x yung both side ng inequality natin. So meaning parang ang nangyari, sir, magkakamali po tayo. So ngayon, i-check na to. So kung naalala mo yung triangle inequality, so by triangle inequality, anong gagawin nun? Yung absolute value ng a plus b is less than or equal sa absolute value ng a plus absolute value of b. So this is less than absolute delta, then this is multiplied by absolute value of x squared plus absolute value of x plus absolute value of 1. So kung napapansin nyo, ano yung kailangan kong hanapin na value na lang? Cx na lang. So meaning, mula doon, ang gagawin ko, gagawa ko ng paraan na para matitira x na lang sa gitna. So this implies na mag-add ako both side ng positive 1. So that is negative 1 plus 1 less than x minus 1 plus 1 less than 1 plus 1. So therefore, this is 0 less than x less than 2. So ano yung maximum value ng x? So the maximum value of x is 2. Kasi 2 yung nakikita ko eh. So therefore, pwede ko i-apply yun dun. So this is equal sa delta multiplied by 2 squared plus 2 plus 1. Okay, now which is equal sa 2 squared plus 2 is 6 plus 1, that is 7. That is 7 delta. Okay, so we will force that 7 delta is less than epsilon. Sir, bakit mo ba nila less than epsilon? Based from the given, nag-start tayo dun sa function less than epsilon. So, pino-force ko talaga siya na less than epsilon. So, therefore, this implies that ano yung delta? Delta is less than epsilon over 7. Okay, so lastly, take delta to be the minimum between 1 and epsilon over 7. So, bakit nagkaroon ako ng minimum? Kasi naglet ako ng delta. Kasi nakahanap ako ng delta. So, pipili ako dyan. So, yung x cube minus 1 na equal sa x minus 1 multiplied by x squared plus x plus 1 ay less than, this is delta multiplied by 7. Okay? Na this is equal sa epsilon over 7 multiplied by 7, which is equal sa epsilon, and this is done. Okay, so ganyan naman yung discarding gagawin mo pag x cube para mas mapadali. Okay, so hoping na natutunan mo yung epsilon delta definition kasi ito yung marami sa exam natin. Okay, so next video.